Well, hello and welcome to Knife Delights. Here on the table today, we have this wonderful, wonderful fish knife. And I got this from the Whatnot charity auction. And it happens to be an LL Bean, Freeport, Maryland. Look at this knife. That's a heavy-duty knife. We got just a little bit of separation there. You can tell this knife's been used. Looks like there used to be a bail there. Well, maybe not. I'm not sure. What's missing there? There's no hole over here. Not sure what that little hole is for. But the main blade here is a little bit soft. And again, it might be because it's been heavily used. And we'll check out our secondary blade here with the hook remover, the scaler, and of course you got to have your cap lifter. You bet. What's unique about this one? Oh, it's a liner lock, which is interesting, and it also has a hook sharpener on it. I've seen knives with the hook sharpener on it before, but I don't own one, so I was very happy to be able to get one right here. So this is kind of the shape, kind of what she looks like before we get going on it. I just want to clean it up a little bit. Don't think it'll take a whole lot. But there we go. What a wonderful, wonderful knife. Always keep saying that. I don't know why I've started saying that. Starting to sound like Lawrence Welk, aren't I? Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So let's get started. Use a little bit of our rubbing compound here. And let's just see if we can't clean up this old gal. And get her looking good, ready to go to the dance. Yeah. Okay, she polished up really nice right away. You can see it's all scratched up. It has been used. You can tell on the bolsters it's been bumped around and carried. So I'll probably need a little extra work there. Got a little bit of something green right there. I'm not sure what that is. That might come off. But let's just continue on here. I just want to do an initial cleaning, and then I want to get it in mineral oil and get it a good soak. Get everything lubed up. I'm going to start out with an initial cleaning here, just to see what we got. Yep, them bolsters are going to need a little work. But you can see the pin right there. Right there. You can see this is a pin knife. It's not a inexpensively made shell knife by any means. Now you can see some gunk on the top of the blade there. The spine of the blade. Took a little sandpaper there. That cleaned right off. Take a little bit, this is 600 grit sandpaper. Just go over it quickly. Actually, what I'm going to do, something I don't always show, But a lot of times what I can do is take this wire brush. Whoop. What am I doing here? Why are we not tightening down? Ow! Poked myself. There we go. It's about time for a new wire brush. When it's nice and wide here and you can safely do this without hitting the covers, sometimes you can take the wire brush, just go over it real light. Always wear safety glasses because sometimes them little wires will come flying off. Don't want to get one in your eye. Kind of helps loosen things up. Okay. So now we can go back to our rubbing compound and hit these back spring or the back side here, back of the springs. Yeah, they cleaned up pretty nice, didn't they? They'll still need a little bit of work, but for a first original go around, looking pretty good. All right. This one doesn't need a whole lot right here. It's pretty clean, actually. You just hit it real brief. And I don't think I hit those back bolsters at all, did I? Whoops, I keep forgetting that's a liner lock. That's interesting. All right, this is what we look like after an initial pass. Looking better already, isn't she? Okay, our next step is we want to get down in here into the well or the channels or whatever you want to call that part of the knife. And you can see we got some stuff down in there. I'm going to try to clean it out just a little bit. Got some stuff in there. Just scrape just a little bit. Yeah, got some stuff out there. Any of this you can remove before you throw in the mineral oil, the better, because it keeps your mineral oil clean. Yeah, we got rid of some of the stuff down in there. And we'll try this side. And hold that. Hold that lock over there, that liner over there. Okay. That looks a lot better down in there already, don't it? And looks like we got a little bit of junk here. Scrape that off. Okay, some 600 grit sandpaper. Let's find me another piece. This one's just about done. Get down in there and sand just a little bit. See if there's anything else you can get loosened up. And then you can kind of, you can see on the top of there, a little bit of rusty stuff up there. Just kind of bend it over and sand on that just a little bit. Clean that up. And then here on our liner lock, it's a little bit dirty there. Let's just try, see if we can get a little bit. It's hard to get to there. Oh yeah, it'll come off. Soak it in the mineral oil a little bit. It might loosen it up too. Okay, that's our first go around. Let's give her a soak. Okay, we gave this a soak in the mineral oil. Brought it out and I hit these back springs one more time with the Dremel and the cleaning compound. Hit the bolsters again. The blades are looking very good. They look pretty good. I've wiped those back springs off a couple of times to try to make sure they're good and clean, although it does look like still get a little dirty stuff off of them. But one thing I saw was there was a lot of rust on the side of the, or on the sidewalls down in there, and so I spent a lot of time sanding down in there. And another use for this emery board that you can get in the health and beauty section, meant for fingernails. Another advantage of them is because they're stiff, you can really get against those sidewalls. And I was able to really clean against those sidewalls really good, get rid of any rust. You can see down there in the bottom, we got that cleaned out pretty good. It's looking really good there. Now you don't want to use something like this on your blade, you'll just scratch everything up. But down in there where it's hidden and you can't see, well, that's really no big deal. So I think now on this blade here, you can see, look at the walk and talk. It doesn't want to close. You can hear that grit. It's probably some grit from the sandpaper and stuff stuck down in there. So hopefully we'll get that cleaned out. And I've cleaned those out pretty good. But before we get started and throw it in the sonic cleaner, we're gonna I think we're gonna hit it with the tooth. Oh, there it is. Okay, I should have this stuff ready, shouldn't I? Just got a little warm soapy water here, Dawn dishwashing liquid. Just clean it off the best we can here, especially down in here. That's always a hard spot to get cleaned out. Wipe out anything we can get out of there. Kind of helps pre-soak it a little bit too. Loosen things up. And let's open it up here real quick. You can hear that grittiness. See if we can't, you can see some of the stuff down on the bottom already we've got cleaned out of there. These areas here, just brush them out a little bit. You could actually let it just soak in here for a few minutes if you wanted to, 10-15 minutes. If you don't have a sonic cleaner, this is one way you can help clean things out. Okay, we'll set that aside. Let me adjust my camera here real quick. Pull it up. And I got our warm water in here and a little Dawn dishwashing liquid. We'll try to leave the blades open a little bit if you can on these longer knives. It's kind of hard to get it to fit down in here. Ah, perfect, just right. Okay, we're gonna let her rip for about 5 minutes. Well, let's open her up and take a look-see. What do we got? Oh, doesn't look all that bad, does it? Yeah. Got some stuff settled down there on the bottom, though. Got some things out of it. Always helps to get into all them little nooks and crannies that you can't get to. And as you can see, got some of that stuff, looks like from the sandpaper, floating on top there. So hopefully we got rid of that grittiness down there in the down in here. What do we got? Oh, that snapped good. That's about the way it was. Well, I think we got a little bit of grittiness. It's hitting there yet. Starting to hit there. Blade centering's off just a little bit. Well, we'll get her in some mineral oil and work on it a little bit here and see if we can't get that back. Now it wants to hit there. I don't know what happened. Anyway, we'll get her wiped off here, get her lubed up into some mineral oil, and we'll put some final touches on it, and I'll give you my thoughts on who I think made this knife and the history of this knife. Well, folks, here's kind of our final product here. It's not come out totally the way I wanted it to, and I'm going to show you here in just a minute. But overall, we've got it cleaned up pretty nice. Remember those bolsters, how bad they looked? I can get them a little more shinier, but for right now, I'm going to leave it as is. I've got those back springs cleaned off. They look pretty good. You can see that gap there. I pointed that out when we first started. And kind of ran into a little problem here with this blade here. For whatever reason, it's not gritty. I've got the grit out of it. Well, now that time it kind of snapped down in well. And maybe I didn't notice it when we first started because of the liner lock, but it does want to hit. See there? It's hitting right there. And I don't know why that is. I don't think it was that way when we started. I don't know if I pressed down too hard when I was, using the Dremel and I was pushing. If I bent it just a little bit. I don't know. I'm going to have to work on that just a little bit. The blade's fine. It works just fine. You do have to kind of push it down into place. And on this one was weak when we started. It's still weak. It might just be the way it was constructed, or it might just be because of the use. It's gotten worn out, or it might be because it's split apart down in here a little bit. I think the only way to really fix the knife, you know, overall would be to take it all apart and repin it. And I don't have the time and expertise to do that right now. But this is a fantastic fishing knife. I don't know who made it. I tried to find out who made LL Bean knives, and people said some were made by Camillus, some made by Western, but I don't know about a fish knife. Now, interestingly enough, as I was scrolling through some of the old case fish knives from like the 20s to the 40s, I saw a couple different examples. I think they had the hook sharpener on it, and it had this little hole down here. And I still don't know what that little hole is for. But it showed up on them older model on the cases. The modern case fish knives, it doesn't look like it has that hole there. So I'm just wondering, was it made by Case? How old is this? LL Bean is an old company. But I just can't find out any information on their fish knife here or who made it. But those are just kind of my thoughts. And if anybody knows what that little hole is for there, please let me know. That's kind of got me baffled. I don't know what the purpose of it is, because there's not one on this side. I could see if there was a hole there on both sides and there was maybe a bail put on there, but it doesn't look like that's the fact. So anyway, tell me what you think of this knife overall. You know, it's in good shape. It's been used, but there's plenty of blade left there. It could still be functional, and it's a great addition to my fish knife collection. So folks, until next time, go out and have a very delightful day.